So I'll be demonstrating how to use SolidFace. It's like any other CAD software. It has parts drawing, assembly. It's a very powerful program. Here I'll start with part. There are three basic planes that you can choose from to start your sketch. You can use the top-down view on the right. I'll be using a rectangle. There's info and auto info on the right, which determines where a point is associated with. You can change the rectangle from vertex or to center by using the control key. Here you can change the dimensions by control left clicking on the number. You can also delete the dimensions and make it geometrically driven, and click on the rectangle to edit the values, and then just reassign the dimension values. You can change the scale of the dimension numbers to fit with the size of your geometry drawing. There are many geometries that you can use here. I'm demonstrating some of the tools that you can use. On the right, auto info allows you to determine where the line is associated with the rectangle. Here I'll be using trim. You can trim the lines here to different parts and delete them, or we can use join extend. By clicking the initial and final line, you can determine where the line is joined. You can also use the fillet tool to make a fillet for this part, for this geometry. Here I'm going to edit the values. You can also use chamfer, choosing width of the chamber on both sides and the line. You can control left click to select all of the geometry in that area. You can use mirror option to mirror this geometry over a line. Right, you can also use linear pattern. Here, just over the x-axis. You can also do y or angle. Right. You can use circular pattern. Select the point, angle, and the total that you want. Right. There's a lot of other geometries that you can use. Here, polygon, you can choose center or vertex, set the number of sides, and then the radius, and then you can create the polygon. We have ellipses. You can choose the X and Y size. Multiple lines allow you to do multiple lines in one go. Pressing Control closes the loop lines. You can have spline 2. Same thing, you can close the loop using Control, using a Control key. You have arc circle, 3-point circle. Using Control key, you can just make a arc with 2 points. So yeah, those are all the geometries that you can use in Sketch. You can also edit the attributes of these geometries if you needed to. Choose hatch, color of the lines, dashed lines, etc. You can create planes by using the plane option, by choosing a reference plane and distance from it. Here I'll be making 2 planes. You can use the extrude feature after you create a sketch, and if you edit the sketch, it will automatically update the extrude feature. There's a lot of other features I'll be demonstrating here. You can use sweep. Just need to create a path and choose the path, and you can define a circular profile directly associated with it. Choose the radius, right, and then you can create a swept geometry. I'll demonstrate how to use loft. Be creating 3 geometries on 3 separate planes. You can use the loft feature by by clicking on loft and the 3 profiles that I've created. And create a pretty cool object. Some other features you can use. can use fillet, choose a radius, right? And then you can fillet that. There's also shell. Choose the size, the thickness of the shell, right? Here I'll be creating a variable list, because you can create a variable table to be associated with this object. So I'll be associating each of these shape dimensions with a variable. And if you change the values for these variables, it will automatically update the geometry. One second. I misclicked it. There we go. Okay, there we go. And now to the circle, the polygon. Now you have these variables created. You can create a table using Notepad and saving it. I'm gonna pick a couple of random values here. You can save it as a .csv file. Well, you can use Excel, but it's the same thing. You can then define the table with a question. Choose the path where you save the dimensions file, right? And then the question would be the size of this vase-like thing. Relocate the table to the top of the list, so then you can choose different values for the vase. You can use Control Shift P to do it. You can choose different sizes, right? You can define an insertion mate prior to inserting it into an assembly, so it's more convenient for you. Choose the insertion mate and the element. You can also change the color, density, and material properties of the object. You can, here I choose red. You can edit it. You can look at the physical properties of the object. Going to bodies, right clicking, and physical properties. Takes a bit to load. There we go. You continue to steal to update the material. You can make a drawing or make a assembly directly from this part. It'll prompt you to select the size. Save the file. You can create a component using the assembly, the parts in assembly as a reference. Parts created in this assembly will be saved as a normal part that you can edit outside of the assembly. Here I'm just going to create a cap, a lid for this face-like object. Another feature that I didn't cover for, you can use revolve as well. Just create a profile and rotate it about a axis. Oops. I don't know what happened, whatever. There we go. You can choose the axis of rotation to create the revolve feature. Oh, this is from before. Hold on. I can get rid of it. You just delete it. Okay. So now you have the part that you created in the assembly. You can edit the component in context. Yeah, I'll show you how to use the hole feature, which is really convenient because you could create all sorts of holes using it. You just need to find the surface and the point. Oh, whoops. Hold on. There. Oops. You have to. Okay, so it has to be certain depth. There we go. Oh, it's kind of small. Let me get a little bit bigger. You can edit it. You can edit the size just by clicking on it in F5. Make it a little bit bigger. There we go. You can also open the part in a separate window, and if you have two windows open, you can regenerate the original assembly file. But here I will close the file. I'll edit this part separately. Can add a few more holes to it. You can use the circular pattern in features too. It's pretty cool. Choose a feature, choose the axis of rotation, and you can create the holes. Now after saving this file, it will automatically update in the assembly. There we go. You can define the mate for different parts in assembly after you insert a tool. Yeah, just switch the top side of the cap. Made it coincident with the bottom side of the vase like thing. Switch it back to okay. You can use movement simulation too. But first, you have to. Oh, whoops. There we go. You have to delete the mate, so then the object can actually move without restriction. Okay, there we go. You have to set a variable for the movement, so then you can simulate it by defining the variable in the movement simulation. Set the increments and stuff. Okay, and then you can make the top thing rotate. Can you use a move up? You can do a translating motion as well. Choose the object, choose the direction, and then create a new movement simulation for it. Just the variable again to Y. There we go. And then you can simulate the motion of the object. You can create a drawing directly from this assembly. insert the different views of the object. You can also, I'm going to delete these things. You can also insert it after you create the drawing. No, insert 3D model. Yep. Here I'm going to insert the separate parts from my assembly. In drawing, there is different groups of objects. You can choose them. It's either passive or active, so you can edit each group. To edit each group, you need to activate the you have to activate each group in order to edit it. So hold on. Well, you can edit the dimensions using point or line dimensions. First, I'm going to insert a sheet format for the drawing. You can choose amongst any format, but here I choose A. Define the author, title, revision, etc. You can edit it after it's created too. You can use various geometries, the same geometries from Sketch. From sketching in parts, it has all the same geometries. You can draw these, you can dimension them, edit attribute as well. You even need to add extra detail in the drawing after inserting the 3D model. You can edit the text at the bottom just by double clicking it. You can make that active groups, and you can edit, create dimensions in this group. I don't think these values are exact, but it's just an estimate. Okay, and that's all. Thanks.